Hey loves, I know it's been a minute. Had a lot of things going on. I still have a lot of things going on, but I really wanted to address this situation. The really good news that I want to share with you guys, I can't, so you guys have to be patient with me, but I promise it's coming. Um, but I want you to talk on defense mechanism today because you guys know normally if I speak about something, it's something that just keeps coming up over and over and over again for me. And usually it's with somebody that I'm speaking with, that I'm talking to, mentoring, or whatever. And this is the case. So I want to address defense mechanism because I don't think we realize, one, how often we have a defense mechanism and we put up walls to hurt people or we attack people to defend ourselves. And then we don't realize how often somebody else that we're dealing with has that same defense mechanism or maybe a different strand of it because there's different types that you can do. But either way, they have a defense mechanism as well. And instead of recognizing it, we're feeding off of it. So one thing that I want to address is that because one, we have to recognize, why are we being so defensive? Either why are we being so defensive? Why are we being so angry? Why are we attacking? I know for me, when I am super stressed and super upset, I shut down. Excuse me, I don't talk, I don't listen, I don't deal with people, and I tell everybody just give me a few minutes. That's my way of shutting down. That's my defense mechanism. I just need to shut down. I just need you to let me be for a moment. And then I've dealt with others that will just work. And then I've dealt with others that'll throw jabs. But we have to, or we have other people that'll just say, they'll just take it. That's another one. They'll be very passive because they don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. They don't want to make somebody upset, or they don't want to hear what somebody else has to say because they've already assumed it's going to be negative. And just like you can be that way, recognize that in somebody else. Because sometimes what they're saying and what they're doing is covering up how they truly feel. You have to read between the lines. I was reading a text message that was sent to me yesterday between two different parties, but it was sent to me because it was her way of saying, see, this is what I can't deal with. He's a narcissist, this, and this. And I read it a couple of times, and I said, he's actually trying to talk. No, he's not. We went back and forth, and I finally just said, listen, something's going on. Not with him, but with you. She finally came out and said it. And I said, now that we've gotten to the core problem, we have to address it and we have to fix it because that's what's going to keep hurting you and it's going to keep hurting others. Coincidentally, the guy this morning was, he started texting me. And same thing. See what I'm saying? And I read it a couple of times. I said, that's not what that text said. So I finally told him, you're being defensive. You're throwing jabs, and you're throwing jabs so much till you're throwing jabs at somebody that's not even your enemy. And they're actually trying to work with you, and you're being difficult. How often do we face that? We have that one person that's being so difficult with us, and we're sitting there just beating our heads over and over again. Why? Why? Y'all know I'm an open book, and I could not understand at one point why my husband and I kept arguing. And then I couldn't understand why he would bring up things that didn't even have anything to do with what we were talking about. And I realized after some time, because of course when he would say things, what do? We react, and we start getting defensive. They're defensive, so we're defensive. And after a while, that's when I realized there was something underlying there, and that's why there were jabs just getting thrown and thrown and thrown. So now I know how to go back and fix it. Now I know how to deal with it when it comes the next time. And that's what I want all of us to know, is recognize when we have these defense mechanisms that come out of us and when they come from out of the other person. Because just like the person told me today, you're going to see. You're going to see. I said, well, guess what? I'm still going to pray. You can keep doing what you're going to do. You can keep fighting. But I tell you what, even though I recognize that you have a defense mechanism that you keep throwing up, that you don't recognize, I also recognize you're being stubborn. But deep down inside, you want to talk. You want a resolution, you want to understand, and you want things fixed. But you don't know that because you're being so defensive till it's masking everything that's inside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep listening, but I'm going to keep praying. And I want you to know that I'm going to keep praying because I see the effects of my prayers. Because guess what? You're texting me. So I'm going to keep praying. And for a second, there was no response. So I say this to say for you guys, if we want to diffuse an argument, we want to diffuse a situation, we want to be there for our loved one, we want to be there for our friend, start being observant and recognize the defense mechanisms. If they're steady talking about this person over and over and over again, if they're saying negative things about this person over and over and over again, it's a defense mechanism. It's masking true feelings. If they're walking away from situation after situation after situation, it's a defense mechanism. If they're repeating the same behavior over and over again, it's a defense mechanism. As a human, as a Christian, as that being your brother in Christ, your sister in Christ, your spouse, your children, your mother, your father, whomever it is, the moral and right thing to do is start being observant, recognize it, help them deal with it, own it, and face it. Stand your ground, speak your truth, and live morally. Until then, forever and always, I love you, babies. I'll be back soon. I promise I'll try to get back to more videos. But until then, just bear with me because, like I said, I do have a lot going on. You guys will find out about it soon. But do the right thing and be that person for them and keep praying and praying and praying. When you see that defense mechanism, that's a sign that you need to get on your knees and pray for that person. Not fight them, but pray. I love you guys.